So have you ever been in a situation where you lose patience and you just get out of control? And in that moment, you really think to yourself, is this a test from God or is this an attack from the enemy? Well, recently, I wanted to share this story with you guys because I do have bouts of anger that I find myself in really frustrating, I should say, situations, and I get very impatient. And one thing that I tend to do, which I am starting to get better at, is that during that moment of impatience or anger or frustration, I don't go to God. I instead just start feeling so frustrated and I let my anger overcome me that I just want everything to just stop and everything to just be done with already because I'm so upset. So anyways, this recent situation that happened to me, this was like a few days ago. So I do Instacart and DoorDash as a part-time job to make extra money. So that day I was in the middle of doing an order, but my time was really cutting short because I had to pick up my son. So during that time, something happened on the app. I had gotten all the groceries for the customer, but then in that moment, the system crashed. I was just feeling so mad, so frustrated. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Why is this happening right now? Why does this have to happen in this moment when I gotta go pick up my son? So I had to drop everything. I literally told the people at the store, listen, I have to go get my son. He's calling me that he's waiting for me, and I'm still not over there because in my mind, I thought that I could finish this order and get to my son on time, which was not the case. So they told me that's fine, leave the groceries there. I had to drive to go pick up my son. During that drive, I was already angry. I could see my anger being built up, my frustration, everything. So on my way to get my son, I'm literally driving fast, which I know that wasn't right of me to do, and I'm guilty of doing that, and God forgive me for speeding. But, I just felt so upset. And once again, I didn't see God in that moment of despair or in that moment of frustration and anger. Not once did I ever say, God, please get me there safely. But God still had my back. And through the grace of God, I made it to the school, got my son, made it back to the store. But what really was the moving moment, I should say, about this whole situation and what I wanted to share with you guys is that what my son said to me, because he saw the anger in me. He saw I was upset. He saw, man, I hate this. I was saying I hate this app. I was just really upset. Sometimes God speaks through others to really calm you down and realize that what you're doing is not right. And what you're doing is you're taking control or trying to take control of the situation instead of depending on him to take control of the situation. So my son started pretty much preaching to me, and he was saying, I can see that you're angry, Dad. I can see that you're upset, but you got to understand one thing, that God sometimes puts you through these tests to test your patience. And sometimes we think that we're being attacked by the devil, but it's actually God allowing these tests to happen for you to be able to overcome it and get better. Because sometimes when you don't overcome these tests, more tests will start coming your way and make you feel even more frustrated, even more impatient. Because in that moment of frustration, God is doing that to really see if you go to Him or you go out of control. And so when He said that, I was like, wow, that it stunned me. I was like, I can't believe my son was pretty much preaching to me about this. And my son's a very wise child. He's very smart. So he has a lot of wisdom. And just the fact that God spoke through him in that moment, it just calmed me down. I went back to the store. The groceries, they were in the process of putting the groceries away. It literally took me 30 more minutes to really complete that order. I had to call Instacart. I had to explain the situation. It was a mess. But at the end of the day, I felt this peace that came over me. After my son said those words to me, it was like God was speaking through him to let me know, hey son, you're okay. Everything's gonna be okay. You're fine. This is not the end of the world. You have your son. You got the order completed. Everything is done. There's no need to get angry. So it relieved my sense of just anxiety, stress, everything. And that's something that I just want to share with you guys and try to encourage you guys with that, because we tend to get out of control and we tend to think that we can do this on our own. And the Bible even teaches us, do not rely on our own understanding, rely on God's understanding. He's the one that's going to get us through our situation. We can't focus on ourselves. We can't focus on our emotions. We have to go to God whenever we feel troubled, whenever we feel angry, when we feel impatient, when we feel that things are falling apart. That's when God is wanting us to go to Him. That's why He puts us through these tests, for that main reason. And so that made me realize, moving forward, I need to do better. I need to go to God more and stop thinking that I can just control the situation and just be frustrated and angry, because I'm only doing a disservice to myself. It's only causing myself harm, and it's not making anything better. Because at the end of the day, things are still going to be the same, but your sense of emotion and your well-being will be affected. So we have to look at it that way. Let God take control and let us take a step back and just breathe and allow Him to just do the work for us. So I just want to say thank you for watching the video. I hope this was encouragement to you. Hit a like and subscribe, and have a blessed day.